think I'm gonna cut the desk a little bit so that these armchair thingies slide in a little bit more. See that? So I could sit closer.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, it's our own custom desk, so we can do whatever we want.
That's true.
We made it. How much you think this thing cost, by the way? What did we spend on these pieces of wood? $80?
Yeah, it's probably about $80 for the whole thing.
Man, just put that on Etsy or something for like $3,000.
And no shipping though. You gotta pick it up.
Yeah. Well, and you should sign it too. Everybody loves you. Hey, welcome to the Closing Beat, everybody. Happy Monday. Where the hell's the camera? Oh, I forgot where it's at. I was used to looking at there. Hey, we got a new setup here, right? We're trying to figure out how we do this thing here. So, hope you had a great week and you come back to the markets here. You're ready to learn something. We're financial advisors here at Jazz Wealth, and of course, we're a little offbeat. We do things a little bit differently, but we're going to dive into it here today because I got some cool stuff to share with you here, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with us live. Mr. Bishop, John, Eloy, Kirk, Dr. Horton, man, I love it. Ricardo, how we doing? Matt? Yeah. Did a little jog around the office. Yeah, you guys saw that? You got to keep in shape. We're trying to keep these we're all looking down all day, just running around doing our thing. Hey, if you are a client of ours, Wine and Wealth last week, we talked about maintenance margin, the details behind that, and how it relates to tax loss harvesting. Kind of in a fun visual way there, but got into some details and a lot of great questions actually as far as tax loss harvesting, wash sale rules, specifically how do those things work, and when you're incorporating margin. So if you're one of our clients, that's available there in the dojo. We have actually, you want to see it? It's this class here, most recent one. That's the video there. We also post some of our research stuff in there. For different, for the research post. If you want to join, you can join there. But that's where it is. It'll be right at the top. Go ahead and check that out if you want. You can also sort. Just go, hey, Wine and Wealth classes. What do I want to see? Maybe geeky classes, whatever you want to take a look at. You certainly can. So that is that one. For the rest of you that are thinking about it, jazzwealth.com or dostraight.com. Hope you check us out there. And let's get started. Market news. Markets are excited by a smaller spending plan here, and maybe they could agree on something this week. I mean, I don't really know what the deal is. Sounds like they're going to agree on something this week. You got Joe Manchin in there, agrees to support a wealth tax for billionaires, which obviously no one's done the math on that one because it doesn't move the needle at all. The numbers that they're giving you are very, very off. Just because I'm a numbers guy, I like to look at that one there. And the bill is not even written yet, but they want to vote by the end of the week. This is how this is going to go. This is how Congress does this. We're going to spend trillions of dollars. They're going to write the bill tonight or maybe tomorrow, whatever they come up with. And then they're just going to be like, votes on Friday. And you're supposed to read through this whole thing by then, or they're supposed to read through this thing. It's incredible, man. They're just going to push it all in there. But nonetheless, all these proposals are now finally working their way into a bill that they can bring to the floor and start to get a vote on that one there. The billionaire tax, by the way, if you're interested, they want to tax unrealized gains on billionaires with income of billionaires or income of over $100 million in a 3-year consecutive period. You would have to pay taxes on your unrealized gains. Does that apply to you? I mean, I'm shaking in my boots, right? Because it doesn't apply to me. But you do not get the same unrealized losses, right? So if you have stock and you're like Elon Musk or something, if you gain $100 billion in a year like he has, you owe taxes on that. However, if you lose $100 billion in a year, you don't actually get to write that off. So it's just the weirdest thing there. Weirdest thing. And by the way, advisors of the super rich, there's already a way around it. I mean, they haven't put this in the proposal, but there's already a way around it, so they're not going to be worried that much. And you'll likely see a lot of those wealthy people say, yeah, go ahead, sounds good, tax the rich, yay, we support that. All right, as far as the stock markets go here today, let's start with the Nasdaq. I think that was your biggest gainer on the day, headed back to new highs there. Well, it's all going to be thanks to Tesla. I don't know if you were around today. Did you happen to see what Tesla did? Big, huge move there for Tesla. It actually accounts for more than half the day's gains in the Nasdaq. So Tesla moved so much that the Nasdaq, half of the day's gains in the Nasdaq are because of Tesla. If it weren't for that, the Nasdaq would be down or would be up exactly half of what it is. So very interesting there. The Nasdaq's up 20% year to date. Still in second place, by the way. You got NVIDIA over here hitting new highs as well. That was a big help. I want to talk about that. And then the PayPal reversal, or starting to reverse there from their news, we'll cover in a minute. And you got Moderna also higher here. I guess positive data on the vaccines for helping 6 to 12-year-olds, which I believe if you look at it, from what I can tell and what little knowledge I have there, I think it's just 1/3 the dose of the adult version. Well, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think that's really the only difference there, which is why this is moving so quickly. Nonetheless, Moderna's moving higher there. And by the way, the U.S. already says we have all the vaccines we need for these children. We already have 30 million vaccines for something that's not even approved yet, or even under emergency use authorization. So that's another reason why I think it's probably just a slight, less dosage there. But nonetheless, not my job. I'll focus on something else here. You got the S&P. That's a new record high there. It's in second place today, but it will be a wild one. There are greater than 150 names reporting earnings this week. Facebook was one of them that just came out, and I don't get it. Facebook's higher. It's about 340, 341, somewhere in there. Let's take a look. 342 now. So Facebook's actually trading right about here after hours, if you want to take a look on that. Nice reversal off the 200-day there. They beat on earnings there. Revenue missed. And a lot of their stats are actually lower if you're looking. Monthly active users we're up. We're at 2.91 billion versus 2.93 billion. So they missed there. They missed on daily active users, basically. They rounded up. So 1.93 billion, and 1.93 billion was expected. That number was rounded up, actually. Average revenue per user is down to $10 versus $10.15 there. So I didn't really see much good there. You must be focused on the future of Facebook going into their reality service and how that's going to be a standalone business there, but I don't know there. Also, for the S&P, let's take a look here. You have the deadline approaching. Now, I hear there's rumor that they want to extend the vaccine deadline for the government and government contractors and stuff until after the holidays. But I've been keeping track, and if we include Homer, which is one of our clients there, a nice young gentleman, if we include him, that will be the 88th client that I'm actually helping strategize because for whatever reason, they don't want to get the vaccine or can't get the vaccine. And so they want to retire early there. Just to give you an idea of how many people are actually, that sounds like a big number, but, it's that many people saying, hey, if I can retire earlier or can I get a part-time job or something, I'm going to go ahead and do it there. If you got the S&P over the last 15 days there, it is now accelerating beyond its pace of 1% a day. And now it's actually like 1.22% a day there. So that's what you have going on with the S&P. Looking good. Hey, the Russell, waking up. What do you got? You got yourself a big day move today. Slightly above average volume. It wasn't all that exciting. But breaking above the highs there's your next move. So the Russell 2000 looking to make new highs as well. The Russell's on the move. Anybody know what that is? The Dow. Well, that's going to be a record high for the Dow, by the way. It's basically on autopilot, man. It's up 6% just this month. Right? You taking a look, man? 6% just this month, actually. So those are the major indices. And if you're playing along, I hope you guessed higher on Guess the Dow. Cody, you got anybody for us today?
Well, actually, I got a winner for us today. Your winner from last week was Mr. Jinwan Hu. He had a guess of 35,671. So congratulations to him. He is a client, and he's going to take the account credit. So congrats to him. Your top 5 for this week. You got Joseph, Chun, Aldo, Ria, and Chris. Those are your top 5 to start the week.
Good. What else you got?
Oh, you want more?
I don't know. Oh, maybe tomorrow? Did you open your package today?
Oh, yes. I got these awesome golf balls. They have my name and our logo on it. I think you see them.
A little closer. Yeah, there it is.
Is that good right there?
Whoa.
Yeah, I got those. And, unfortunately, we don't know who they're from. So I really appreciate it. If you want to email me, let me know that you sent me these. We have a couple guesses, I assume. But shoot me an email. Let me know so I can thank you for these. They're super cool, though. I like them. Probably lose them all in one round, but they're awesome.
I can't help but notice none of them say Dustin on there. Is there... Did I get a package or something? Somebody just sending you stuff now, man?
Yeah, well, you don't golf, so...
Yeah, that's true. How is it, but the assistant to the regional manager gets a gift?
The assistant to the chief of dough gets the gift.
Oh, that's cool, man. So thank you to whoever sent that. Please let us know who that was, actually, because the label didn't actually say, and that was pretty cool, man. I thought that was cool. All right, let's get back to the markets here, and we'll see. I might have a little something here. All right, let's just do this. All right, so taking a look elsewhere, you've got the oil, man. Finds its first real resistance area. Who's looking at oil here today? You've been looking there? So 85, the first real resistance area there, struggled multiple times here today with volume, and maybe this is the start of a pullback. And can anybody tell me, or do you know, Cody, is gas really about $8 in California? Have you heard that?
I have seen the rumors on Twitter.
I don't know if that's real, though.
I saw pictures on Twitter, so it's probably real.
Wow, it's probably real. Yeah. Okay. I thought that was crazy. I mean, what are we at, like 350? 3 something like that? That's crazy. Wow. Well, we could really use a pullback for oil. So helpful news for those of you that are taking a look at your gas bill lately. Hey, also, I just want to point out gold. Gold waking up here just a little bit, getting back up in a known downtrend, known resistance area, but it's had a pretty good move here. It's back over $1,800 first time since September. Big technical mess ahead of you there, so just careful there. And it was also higher on the day despite the dollar. So the dollar was higher as well. Something interesting there. Okay. That's the camera right there. I keep looking in the wrong spot. We are coming up on the second year of Mr. President Joe Biden running the country here. And so I said, well, let's see. Well, how does the first year of a president stack up against the second year and the third year and the fourth year, assuming that they're only in power for those 4 years? So good news, bad news, right? The good news is the first year, I'm going to show you here. If we look at the median performance of the S&P, ever since the S&P actually got started, it says right there, since 1928, the first year of any president, doesn't matter what side you land on, is always pretty good, right? The median gain, 7.06%. The bad thing is the second year is a rough time, the worst year for a presidential cycle, 1.06. And the reason for that is historically, the first half of the year is very weak. So if you're looking at performance of every second year of a president, the first half of the year, the median loss tends to be quite negative, actually. And then recovery tends to erase and then some a little bit. But also notice this is the median return that we put here so we could go back and look at everything. I want to point out real quick the S&P. So this would be the median return of every year since 1928. People always say, it's 7%'s the average return. That's what you get, 7%. No. It's actually just over 10%. Median return 10.62% there. So thought that'd be kind of fun because that's going to be coming up here, second year of Biden's presidency, and that gets a lot of attention. The second year is also one of the more volatile in terms of media and action that they try to take and stuff. So we'll be covering a lot more of that. I didn't want to do a whole lot today. I just wanted to kind of show you raw stats. So the next time we start talking about the market's performance relative to presidential years, you'll know exactly what we're looking for. And so there you have it. Something quick and interesting. All right, new highs, new lows. What do we got here for the day? 81 new highs. There was actually every single sector accounted for, right? So every single sector accounted for. You got 2 new lows, and if I just point them out real quick, Campbell's Soup, been weak this whole time. No new surprise there. And Kimberly-Clark, not Kimco, that's K-I-M, broke down to new lows on earnings there. As far as new highs today, it's a stretch to find some new interesting things. You've got Tyson breaking to new highs, of course, series of higher lows and equal highs. Not the greatest, though, so I won't spend a lot of time on that. EOG Resources going over to energy, basically everything having a good move there, but this consolidated sideways and now starting to break out to those new highs with a known what would you say, a known stop area. So all the technical traders that want to use that as a breakout, they're actually looking down here and saying, that would be my area where I have a stop loss. So you likely see a quick little pop out of that one because, think about it, if you're a technical trader and you're risk trading, you know what risk trading is? Where you say, if I'm willing to risk $100, right, and I've got $1 difference between where I'm going to get in and where my stop loss is going to be, well, then that means I'm going to buy 100 shares. If I have a $2 area between my entry and my stop, I'm only going to buy 50 shares and so on and so on. Well, anytime you look at a chart and you say, well, the stop location for technical traders is very obvious and very close to the entry price, that means more shares would be coming in from those that bet based on risk. And I would say most people do. And so therefore you tend to get a little bit bigger pop. That's why we always say when you're playing a breakout, you want the longest tightest consolidation you can get. So this is not the longest ever, but you want that longest, tightest consolidation. Why would you want that? Because that's the longest amount of time for people to get excited about it and the longest amount of time for them to calculate how much, by the base being tighter, it means it's more shares that you can buy. If you only had a 50-cent base up at those highs, now you can buy 200 shares if you're risking $100. Well, if you are putting in 200 shares, the next guy 200, and imagine there's more people that are bigger than you have a recipe for a breakout that then sucks up a lot of shares, causing a big pop, and that's why breakout traders like to look at that. That is a side lesson that I didn't know I was actually going to go through there, but there you go. Happy you enjoyed that. I know you enjoyed it, right? I can hear the applause. So principal, another breakout to new highs, a little bit slow and steady. This is in the financials. This stock is not known for being a rocket ship, so very slow and off to the races, we hope. McKesson, here's one that did touch new highs, not quite there just yet, but here you go. So you got a sideways consolidation as people look for more bases to participate in. This could be an interesting one there as well. Again, this is not, McKesson is also not known for being a rocket ship. Slow and steady. And then Texas Instruments. I don't know. It was a stretch. I had to put something in there. I'll tell you one that we own that looks good. I liked it today, man. Race, which is Ferrari, right? Who would have thunk it? Why would you invest in Ferrari, Dustin? Well, everybody's got money. There's a lot of Ferraris out there. They are selling these things for big-time bucks there. You got a handful of upgrades on the stock as well, and they got earnings coming up, so just a heads up there. But a good breakout today. At one point, it was up over 5%. Thought that was cool. Well, of course I thought that was cool, right? All right, let's get rolling here. We've got stocks in the news, and I'll take your questions. I'll be looking at questions here shortly. All right, HPQ, Barron's. So just kind of looking to see Barron's over the weekend posts, the things they like, things they don't like, and they give a decent amount of analysis. I kind of like looking through that. They basically said this is a screaming buy. Those were their words right here. This stock is a screaming buy right here. They said valuation is cheap, growth prospects amazing. Hewlett-Packard, who would have thought, right? The next couple ones that you have on the list is PayPal. There we go, for goodness sakes. PayPal and Pinterest. Apparently PayPal's not looking to buy Pinterest, so what happens? You get Pinterest right back to where it started. PayPal working on doing the same there. No problem. Tesla, we talked about that a minute ago. Why to break out today? Hertz going to buy 100,000 cars, man. Hertz was just bankrupt, and they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to just buy a bunch of cars from Tesla. $4 billion to be exact, right? So, all right. That makes Tesla worth $1 trillion. And it's a great deal, actually. But take a look. You've got, what is the ticker symbol? It's not even Hertz anymore. HTZZ, right? Because they're not on the exchange. So that stock was higher on the day, and of course Tesla as well. Now we just have to come up with that little problem of how do we pay for the $4 billion worth of cars? That'll be spread out over the next couple years. But by the end of this year, I think they said there'll be some locations that have Teslas that you can drive. I actually think that's already the case. And by the way, so Hertz's new plan is, I've covered these guys in the past before they went bankrupt and everything. I like kind of analyzing the rental car markets. They're going to be more electric and then soon to be all electric. They're going to change their software so it's real Tesla-like. So maybe you wouldn't have to see somebody when you get your Tesla. It's already ready for you and all this stuff. Imagine the integrations there, right? Some integrations that could work out between the car and the kiosk. And they have, let's see if Cody knows this one, huh? A little test, I don't know. Did you see this one? They want to market all electric, as them, a company, Hertz, as an all electric car rental company. Did you see who they hired to be their spokesperson for when they start doing commercials and such?
Shaquille O'Neal.
No, but that's a good guess, actually.
Pretty good guess.
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
That guy, and it's because, you know why Shaquille O'Neal's everywhere? It's because he sold himself. So somebody actually owns 50% of him. No, Tom Brady.
Really?
Yep. Does Tom Brady strike you as Mr. Electric?
No, but he didn't strike me as Mr. Subway either, and I believe he's a Subway guy now too.
Oh. I mean, I don't know if that's a bad thing, but
I mean, I don't think it's a great thing, but that's
wow. Okay, so Tom Brady coming in there. And best of luck to Hertz. Of course, we'll keep track of that, but that's what you got going on with Tesla. And then lastly, Beyond Meats. I hope this Beyond Meats is kind of a lesson here. You can go back to all kinds of different videos that we've done, but there's a place for Beyond Meats, but not in the capacity that everybody hyped it up to be when it was $200 a share and so on and so on. They lowered almost every metric for their business, right? Now, look, that's why I was down on Friday. So if you lived through this mania of what Beyond Meats was and what everything else was going to be, and the money that went into that plant-based protein type industry, now you know. The next time something comes up, you're going to be like, I don't know, that doesn't seem right. Why are we all going to eat plant-based burgers that honestly they were just kind of okay, right? So there's a place for the company. They're going to figure it out, but not at that, and not even this valuation. Me personally lived through the .com bubble, and yeah, that's what it is. But you got real estate. Ethanol was one that stuck out because it really wasn't an economic pressure. Ethanol was just one of those things that people got excited about. And then we realized that you can't all drive ethanol-based cars. So something to take a look at there. I just thought I'd point that out. There's always something. Pot stocks, right? And pot stocks was kind of a mania for a while. And one last one for you, Cody. Hey, I got one. Cody's a good sport today. 1999. Today is the day that something happened on a PGA Tour in 1999. Not a good thing.
On the PGA Tour, not a good thing.
Not a good thing. Very bad thing.
Man, I don't know.
Very bad. And the hint is it's the same hat that Bryson DeChambeau wears.
Wow. Oh, it's a heck. I don't know.
Did you know Payne Stewart?
I know of Payne Stewart.
Today was the day his plane crashed.
Oh, wow, that's terrible.
Yeah. How's that for just bringing the whole show down?
Way to just bring the whole day down.
But on the bright side, I believe it's Katy Perry's birthday.
That's pretty cool.
There you go. Katy Perry's birthday. Nope, not O.J. Simpson. No, as far as the electric, who's the spokesperson for Hertz? O.J. Simpson. No. That's funny, though, man. All right, so that's what we have here for the day. I will take your questions. I believe I covered everything. While I'm waiting for the stream to catch up, tomorrow, earnings. You got earnings from JetBlue, Lockheed Martin, 3M, Pulte Homes, Raytheon, UPS, AMD, Capital One, Alphabet, Microsoft, Twitter, and Visa. Those are some of the big names reporting tomorrow. Clorox paying $1.15. Well, you'd have to be in it by now. Sorry about that. They're paying $1.15. Doesn't really help you there because look at $1.15 is not going to help. It's down a whole lot more than that. It's a tough one there. I didn't mean to bring everybody down. I'm sorry. I'll have to. This is Lucky Louie, by the way. You rub Lucky Louie's head when we all get down. Yeah. No, that's not a bad guess though. The Tiger Woods thing, but that was in the 2000s. Yeah. Buzzkill, man. Yeah. I know. Tom Brady gets everything, man. He is going to be... Imagine when he's not playing anymore. Hey, while we're talking, by the way, Facebook pulling back after hours. Was it 342? Now people coming to some of their senses there, seeing some of the same data we're looking at, saying, I don't know about 342. It's only up $6 now versus about 11. So it shaved off about half there. Hey, Giovanni owns 8 shares of Tesla at $500. Should you sell 2 shares? Well, so there's some consideration here, right? Of course, Tesla's had a great move. You've doubled your investment. There you go, Tesla. So you're at 500. You come up here to 1,000. You've got 8 shares. That's great. Good job. Is it in a brokerage account? Do you want to consider your taxable gain going into the end of the year when we're basically almost done with the end of the year? You want to wait till January? Also, is this going to erase any capital losses? Does this change maybe the amount of income that you would have on paper? No, I wouldn't do that. If it's a short-term gain, would it change the amount of income that you have on paper that makes you ineligible for a Roth contribution or whatever you've done in your life there? So there's more consideration than just like, hey, I'm just trading, made some money, that's it. Now, if this 8 shares is just a small piece of your overall portfolio or your trading account, then honestly, just the simple answer, yeah. I think you, at the very least, have to have a trailing stop on there. Put a trailing stop or something that starts at like 975, 985 or something and let it trail it up. Maybe it keeps going, but maybe if it pulls back, you get some of those shares off. You kick yourself if this just pulled back for the next month and got back to even a reasonable price, like 850, 875. You just kick yourself for not taking the profits there. I know, I thought of that We're done with that kind of. I just saw the news and I was like, man, 1999. You know, that went by quick. But yeah. Homer, there's my man, the 88th man. Yep. And it's not you, right? I know. It's your it's the missus there, but we'll get together and chat on that one. Talk with you soon, sir. Fuzzy Zeller. Oh boy. You know Fuzzy Zeller, Cody?
Oh, I know the name, yes.
Do you know why you know the name?
Yeah, he was a golfer.
He was, but he said some unfortunate things.
Oh.
I believe about Tiger Woods, if I'm not mistaken. But he'd be the equivalent. I mean, he'd have been canceled in a heartbeat today. He probably is. He could be one of the original canceled people before we even knew what canceled was. That's true. Giovanni, it's a Roth IRA. Yep. Then in my opinion, just my humble opinion, if it were me and I had 8 shares or 10 or whatever, and I doubled the investment like that, especially with such an exciting move, I'd take off something, right? I know I couldn't live with myself if even in the short term it pulled back. In the long term, Tesla could be worth, of course, much more. But man, you can always buy it back. It's extended here. You can always buy some back. Yep. Isaac buying. You got a 50% profit in a month and a half. Good play there. But do you have anything in your plan that says like, hey, if I make a profit in X number of days, right? Here's Cloudflare, by the way, just to show everybody else. Here's what he's talking about. Got a huge gain in such a short amount of time. What were you thinking when you bought the when you bought it, whether it was a trade or an investment? You certainly weren't thinking you were going to make 50% so quickly, right? So it's kind of like the day traders or the short-term traders. Your idea is you have a return in mind when you buy the stock. Always. You should always have that, at least a goal in mind so you can justify your risk, right? Now, if you get that and it just like you're lucky and it happens overnight, like Tesla just takes off, all right, take the money. Don't change what you're trying to do. You just made the profit faster than you thought and got a little help. So personally, number one, I would say, yeah, I would take some profit too. But number two, think about it. Every time you take a trade, if you don't know what your target's going to be, then how do you know what your risk to reward is? Got to know your risk to reward on every trade or investment. Fuzzy Zeller was canceled. Yep. That's a guy that you just haven't seen, right? Yeah, officially, like I said, he might be one of the first to be canceled. Yep. I don't know. Hey, Dustin, where'd you spend your 1999 New Year's? Remember that? I do. I was actually playing in a band at the Don Cesar, just hanging out, having a good time. Yep. I was there pretty much every New Year's from there through like 2005. Just playing and letting people dance while I played. It was a good gig, man. They paid cash. Yep. Oh, yeah. I see your joke there, by the way. Demand issues, 35% sales declines. What are you saying, Harry? So are they not experiencing demand issues for that? I can't believe, honestly, that their numbers on their new Lightning are accurate. I think it's going to be like Disney Plus, just side topic there. But I'm not sure what the question is there. Well, 10% in a day, you ask yourself how often something like that happens. So the question is, if I bought something and it just takes off and it goes up 10%, how often do you buy a stock and it goes up 10%, right? It's not something that normally happens. Maybe if it's during earnings season, you get lucky on a couple tries, but that's not normal. So there's got to be something in your mind, in your trading plan, in your book. Some people have books on how they'll handle the markets. It's got to be in there that if by chance one of these oddball events happen, what do I do? Do I take off half and then just say my stop goes to break even and I'm just going to see what happens? Do you have a target in mind? Think through those things. Yeah. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope you guys had a good time today. I have a little bit more work to do on this here to make it a little bit more creature comfortable, but we'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again. Have a great rest of your day, and adios.